rack and targets popping up for less than a minute, so.
You got to be on your game. Unfortunately, it sounds like a lot of us so far have been off our game.
Miss, re-engage. Miss, clear your rifle. Miss, re-engage. Miss, clear your rifle. Miss, clear your rifle.
That was close.
All right, gentlemen, your score for this event is 0 points. You assign your score sheet behind you.
You know, an old saying is you'll shoot 5,000 rounds in training for one shot that counts in combat. So at no stage or no portion of the competition should anybody have felt relaxed, comfortable, or have been sitting on their laurels.
Miss, re-engage.
We want to identify training deficiencies and errors and areas they need to improve on. It can be challenging for a competitor. You walk away some days thinking that you shouldn't even be holding the rifle.
In the end, only one team was able to score both hits on the target. Coming up on Top Sniper.
Search and engage.
Your action for this is engage, assign, moving to stationary targets.
Hey, relax.
There was a couple that I was like, wow, you just missed that one by an inch or two.
Come on in.
In the cold bore event, teams will be taking a single shot at a range of 600 yards. This simulates the importance of making a first-round hit on the battlefield. A miss in a combat environment destroys the element of surprise and can compromise the team, potentially getting them killed. However, in order to effectively calculate the bullet's impact on the first shot, the sniper team must first compensate for a shift in zero from the effects of a cold barrel.
As a rifle fires, the bullet impact can change. That's due to a couple of different factors. Number one, as a barrel heats up, it expands, it moves. The metal, as it expands, sometimes it changes. As that rifle heats up, the bullet impact is going to change downrange.
A combat situation where something like this would be important. Shooter and spotter could be in a hide, regardless of how long they've been occupying the hide. They could have a long shot that they could have to take, and it would be cold bore shot, which is very important.
The term cold bore means just that. The bore or the rifle is cold. It hasn't been fired, and there's different techniques to prepare your rifle to shoot that cold bore shot.
Generally speaking, the temperature of the bore is cold bore, but the other aspect of it is a clean bore. So whether or not there's fouling in the barrel, and again the temperature as well, it will tend to affect the bullet's trajectory.
Some shooters like to have the barrel already fouled, where they'll shoot 5, 10, 15, 20 rounds and then put the rifle away. So that they fire that rifle, it already has some carbon and copper in the barrel, but it's still cold, it isn't warm yet.
I'm Mr. Hopgood and welcome to the cold bore event. Action, conduct cold bore shoot. Condition, given a sniper team consisting of a shooter, spotter, and all mission essential equipment. Standard, achieve the highest points available with first round hit within the 2-minute time limit.
Teams must analyze the conditions, confirm their weapon settings, and focus on making a perfect shot.
Yep, right.
You want it, Smith?
What's up?
You good?
Yep.
Right. Hey, relax.
Number 3, okay.
That's it. One shot.
You know, cold bore shot, first shot go. You know, it's possible, but we're just glad we made it.
If you have a rifle that shoots the same location from the cold bore to 10 to 20 rounds after you began firing, that's an excellent rifle. Most aren't like that.
All right, I'm up. Go ahead and send it when you're ready.
And since a sniper will typically not get 10 or 15 rounds to warm up before he engages his target, it's very critical for him to know the location that shot is going to hit from the cold bore. A good sniper or a well-prepared sniper will get data at all these different yard lines from a cold bore.
In the moving targets event, teams are required to engage simulated enemy personnel that are interspersed with non-threat civilian targets. This depicts a combat situation similar to threats in Iraq and Afghanistan, in which the enemy uses a civilian population for safety from return fire.
On a real type situation, for example, out in Iraq, where you have a bunch of urban and friendly non-combatant personnel in the area, and you have one key target you have to reduce or take out the picture, you'll be able to go ahead and deal with and create no friendly casualties.
Harming innocent bystanders is a reality no soldier wants to face. The consequences are incredibly high, so every shot must be placed with exacting precision. A mastery of the science of hitting moving targets is essential to a sniper's success on the battlefield. In order to determine the correct lead on a moving combatant, snipers must know the range to the target speed, and the velocity of the cartridge they are firing. The average human walks at approximately 3 miles per hour and runs at 6. Knowing these estimates and making the calculations for range, wind, and bullet velocity, snipers can calculate the approximate lead necessary to hit a moving target.
The two most common ways to shoot at moving targets are trapping and tracking. Trapping is basically ambushing the target, where you have picked the spot where you're going to shoot at the target. So you put your crosshairs there, and when the target reaches that appropriate lead, then you fire your shot. The other type is tracking, where as the target moves, you move with the target, applying the correct lead. And then as you're ready to fire the shot, you just break the shot cleanly, and if all of your math and your leads are correct, then you should hit the target. There's advantages and disadvantages to both, and they really depend on the situation.
The target that's going to be assigned to each team is going to be based on color. They'll be assigned, for example, one team will be having a red target, the other team blue, orange, yellow, and white target. The target is divided into 2 graded schemes. The center part of the target is worth 10 points. The outside edge of the target is worth 5.
Civilian or friendly personnel will be identified as the black targets. If the teams engage them, they will lose 5 points.
Welcome to the Day Snaps and Movers events.
The spotter's shooting first.
With the spotters engaging the first set of targets, the snipers must take on the spotter's duties and interpret the ballistic requirements for each shot.
Yeah, he crossed in between. Might have squeezed it in. Far right sector, between 4 and 5, moving. Might hit right on the trail edge.
This is a very difficult event. To do well here, teams will need to have their communication and lead estimation skills finely tuned.
Search and engage.
Hitting a moving target adds even more variables to the calculations a spotter must make. And with a limited exposure time of targets, there is no room for mistakes.
Too early.
Too early?
It looked good. Most likely it was half.
In order to adjust the shooter's fire, the spotters must literally watch the bullets in flight by observing the phenomenon of trace.
Window 2.
Got it. Moving right.
It's basically different pressures cause the light to be refracted through those different layers of air, different pressures, and that is what shows you the bullet trace.
Down the right, Jason. Your first shot down
Quarter's
range,
still a
dude.
hold, Robbie.
Dead nuts.
Quarter's still a hold on that.
All right.
500 yards.
The teams that do well here utilize their own precise language to relay a tremendous amount of information quickly.
Yep.
Wanna go the right hold again?
Yep.
Wanna go
Yep.
first shot exactly a mil?
Yep.